Happy Christmas in July! This is week 1. I've never actually had my act together enough to do a Christmas in July, so I'm super excited. For week 1, we are making this holiday wreath. The cool thing about this design is that you don't need an elastic band or anything to help keep its shape. It's all yarn and this really pretty stitch. The stitch is called the wiggle stitch. It gives this look of the stitch going up and down, and it's all made with single crochets. For yarn, I use this cotton by We Are Knitters, but you can use any cotton that you have. I know Lion Brand also has a really nice cotton, and you can also use any type of acrylic yarn or a blend. I just recommend that you stick with a worsted weight size yarn. If you want to jazz up your wreath a little bit, you can add something like a gold floss. This one is from DMC and I will link it down below. You can just use a strand of this and a strand of your yarn and crochet those together and it'll make this really pretty design in your wreath. We're going to get started. You can grab your yarn. Any hook, you can grab an E, an F, or a G. I would stick in that range of hooks. We're going to make a slip knot. If you don't know how to make a slip knot, I have videos on every stitch that I'm using today. And then from here, we're going to chain 30. Okay, so we chained 30. We are going to now slip stitch to join. So what I like to do is flatten out my chain. I'll usually do it on a table. I'm a work in the round kind of girl, so I'm a little rusty when it comes to slip stitching. So you just want to make sure that that chain is flat before you slip stitch. We are going to slip stitch to the top of that chain. So you're going to insert your hook into the top chain there. And now we will continue with our slip stitch to join. And if you know me, you know I love a good stitch marker. So I'm going to mark my slip stitch. You do not have to do this. It's just a little bit easier for me. We are going to chain 1. And then we are going to make a half double crochet into the same stitch with our slip stitch. So we're going to go right here. We're going to yarn over, place our hook into that same stitch, yarn over again, and then we'll pull through all 3 loops on our hook. I'm going to mark this half double crochet. Again, my brain needs it. You don't have to do this if you're comfortable with slip stitching. From here, we're going to make a half double crochet in each chain around for the next 29 stitches. So I'm going to go under that top loop only, make a half double crochet, and then continue all the way around. It's funny because I said I never have my act together to do Christmas patterns early, which is always true. But for some reason last December, I started coming up with all these ornament patterns and I just couldn't get them done in time for the holidays because it was just, December gets crazy anyway. I figured I would just keep them and put them up in November, but then I realized that Christmas in July is a thing and I thought that could be kind of fun. So here we are. So the only thing about this yarn is it's very strandy, so I'm kind of getting caught up a lot. But I do love the finished look. We Are Knitters has beautiful yarn. Their wool is insane. I don't know if you've ever worked with it. I've actually run out of it, so I haven't had it in a while, but it's like amazing to work with. I really like their cotton too, but for some reason this cream has just been kind of falling apart on me. But usually I don't feel like that was the case in the past. So I don't know if this is just a weird skein that I have, but it really is a pretty yarn. Okay, we're just going to keep half double crocheting. And then I am going to stop right before my first stitch marker because that is my slip stitch. Okay, we're reaching the end. This is my last stitch here, the one right before that marked slip stitch. So I'm going to make my last half double crochet. And now I know that's my slip stitch because I marked it, and then I have my chain one. So I am going to take out the stitch marker, and then we can slip stitch to our first half double crochet, which we also marked. So we're going to make a slip stitch. From here, we're going to chain one. Okay, we're going to get ready to make the wiggle stitch. We're going to be working under our half double crochet posts. So the first one is here, the one right below your stitch marker. We are going to be placing 3 single crochet under this one. This one actually could be the hardest because it is a little small, but I will show you. We're going to place our hook under this one and place 3 single crochet. Then we're going to go underneath to this big hole and place 1 single crochet. Then we're going to turn our work a bit, go under this post and add some single crochet, and then end up here making some single crochet. And I will go slow and I'll show you every step. It's all about the single crochet and where we place them, and you'll see there's a little bit of movement needed, but we are going to talk through all of this. Okay, for the first one, we're going to place our hook under that first post right underneath our stitch marker. Once you get it under that post, I like to kind of pinch that work just to have a better handle on it. We can take out our stitch marker because that's going to get in our way. And we are going to single crochet 3. So here is 1, go back under that same post, 2, and here's 3. Now we need to attach at the bottom. So we are going to place our hook into this big hole here. There's no particular stitch. You just want to get your hook underneath into that hole here. So I'll show you one more time. We're going to go up here and just make 1 single crochet, and that will attach at the bottom. So now we want to go underneath the next post, but we are doing like a little bit of a rotation so that I can get my hook underneath the next post. We're going to place our hook underneath the next half double crochet post, and we're going to make 3 single crochet. Now we need to attach at the top. So we're going to go through this big hole here. There's no particular stitch. Just go right through the hole and make 1 single crochet. So that's 1 finished wiggle stitch. So we're going down with 3, attach at the bottom with 1, and up with 3, attach at the top with 1. Onto our next wiggle stitch, we're going to rotate our work, place our hook under the next post, and single crochet 3 times. Rotate our work straight, and we are going to attach with 1 single crochet at the bottom. Rotate our work again, get underneath the next post. Sometimes you can stretch it out just to see where that next post is. I like to pinch my work and then single crochet 3 times. We're going to attach at the top, rotate your work straight, and then go under that top hole. We're going to rotate our work again, go underneath that post and single crochet 3 times. Straighten our work and attach with 1 single crochet at the bottom. Rotate our work again, get underneath that next post, single crochet 3 times. Rotate our work straight and attach at the top with 1 single crochet. I'm going to talk you through this one more time. Rotate, go underneath the next post, single crochet 3 times. Rotate your work straight, attach at the bottom with 1 single crochet, and then you can rotate your work again and go underneath that post 3 times, 3 single crochet. Rotate your work straight and attach at the top with 1 single crochet. If this is going too fast, you can press the gear button in the bottom right corner of the video and decrease the play speed. From here, I'm going to let you crochet with me. I'm just going to stop talking so you can concentrate. Okay, leave a little yarn ball in the comments below if you're still with me. Here's our last 2 posts. So we are going to make our last wiggle stitch. So I'm going to go underneath this one. So we have 2 here. So make your 3 single crochet. You're a pro at this now. Tell me if you love it or hate it. It does take a little bit of time and a little bit of paying attention. So this might not be your favorite stitch, but it definitely is a pretty stitch. So we're finishing up our last post with 3 single crochet, and then we'll finish by attaching at the top. From here, we're going to leave a long piece of yarn because we are going to do our hanger, and then we're going to fasten off by yarning over and pulling through. I'm going to give that piece a nice tug at the end just to keep that last stitch in place. From here, grab a yarn needle and you can place that in your yarn. I'm going to put my yarn needle in a stitch just to kind of pull that in. And then I'm going to move over a stitch and add my yarn needle there. From here, we want to measure out how long we want our hanger to be. So I'm going to go probably about there. Then you want to hold your hanger because you don't want it to move. Place your needle underneath a stitch of your wreath. I'm going to go under these 2. And we're going to make a knot. So you're going to pull it through. Make sure to hold your hanger. Once you have a loop at the end, you're going to take your yarn needle and go behind the loop and pull that through to make a knot. I'm going to do one more knot. So go ahead and grab another piece of yarn or the same yarn. It's totally fine. Hold that through until you have a loop. Go behind the loop and pull your needle through. So that way we have our hanger and you can just weave in both pieces of yarn. Snip off those extra pieces of yarn. And then from here, we are basically finished. We can just add something extra. I just want to mention that the ornament tends to bow out. And if this does bother you, you can give it a few spurts of water. You can pin it onto a board. You can add a light book. Don't add a super heavy book because you don't want to squish your stitches. But you can add something and it'll just become a little bit flatter. This doesn't bother me at all, so I didn't block this. But I did block one and I will show you. So if you want to add a little bit of an embellishment, you can add the same color yarn, a different color yarn. I have this like cream and gold twine. I'm just going to add a piece. I just cut a long piece and then grab my yarn needle and just weave it into 2 little stitches at the top. And then try my best to make a bow. I am not a good bow maker and I've watched a million tutorials and I just can't do it. I just don't know why. I think some bow tutorials just go way too fast and my brain just can't handle it. Especially on like Instagram or if you see like a TikTok and they're like so fast and so good and I'm like, nope, not gonna happen. So here's the best I can do and we have a bow. So that's it, you guys. There is our holiday wreath. You can make these in any color you'd like. I'd love to see what you guys make. If you are on Ravelry, please join my group, share some pictures, and let me know how this went. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the wiggle stitch. Here are just a few examples of the different wreaths I made. So here it's actually one that I blocked, so you can see the difference here. This one's just a little bit flatter. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel. I do have 5 more weeks of ornaments coming your way. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. This is the farmhouse tree. It is a variation of my rustic tree that I made quite a few years back. This is a very simple border, so I can't wait to show it to you guys. And this farmhouse tree will be up on Thursday, July 4th, so check it out then, and I will see you guys soon. Head to yarnsociety.com for free patterns.